press the record button. There we go. Right, I'll start. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to Let's Talk Music, then welcome. I have a interview tonight. I don't know if it's not really an interview, it's kind of more like a chat. But first one I've done virtually for a while. If you haven't checked out the Regional One video that I did recently, go check that out. It's really good. If you want a new sort of version to their song Smoke It Away, go check that out. Stay to the end. You're not going to want to miss the ending of that. They got some cool stuff coming out. So check that one out. We're with Harry tonight, who is the organizer, puts together Hammerdown Festival. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing awesome, thank you. Very, very good. And definitely check out the Regional One podcast. Regional One are wicked, by the way. They're cool band, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're really,
nice
really
bunch.
good. The live stream you did with them a couple of weeks ago was actually one of my best. I went on for like over an hour, but it was
It was an hour and 45. It was so we just got talking about everything.
talking
We
about
got into like
everything.
politics, and I had like 3 beers on that call. It was all going a bit mad. It was.
It goes mad, yeah. I have to stop them. They talk so much as well, in a good way. I have to stop them when I'm doing videos of them. I have to be like, guys, I don't want my videos as long as yours.
Nice. You don't want an hour 45.
No.
No one sat through to the last part of that, I don't think, but it's good. Well, you did.
Yeah, I watched the whole. Yeah.
Nice.
So we are edging very close to Hammerdown now. Very, very close. Was it like 2 weeks away? 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
It's 17 days. So whenever this goes out, I imagine when people see this, it'll be 16 or 15 days. So yeah, probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, so this will probably happen in a couple of days' time from filming it because it won't take long to edit.
Right. It's 2 weeks away then.
Yeah, there you go. That's insane. What are we looking like on ticket sales?
Yeah, it's doing all right. I'm very happy with this year. We've got I dipped for a couple of weeks, and now that last minute rush is just kicking back in. So we've still got just shy of 80 tickets odd left. So plenty of day tickets are still available. There's a handful of weekend tickets that people can still get. But yeah, it's doing well. It should be our biggest Hammerdown ever. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I still love it to sell out. I don't think it's quite going to sell out this year, but we'll get closer than we've got before, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been exciting talking to you, just from the perspective from the off, when I messaged to be like, yeah, I want to kind of work with this. This sounds good. But for people at home that might be sitting here being like, what's Hammerdown? Do you want to just give a brief, brief description?
Overview.
Yeah,
overview. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the Hammerdown Festival is a place where bands and fans can connect on a whole range of different levels. Our mantra has always been to provide a platform for small indie through to death metal bands, a whole range of different bands, a whole broad spectrum of bands, to be able to perform to a large crowd with some massive national and international touring bands. That's always been the goal of Hammerdown. Whole range of different genres, 2 days, 20 bands. A lovely stage, great venue, cheap drinks, amazing food, by the way, and merchandise from all the bands that we're not charging them for because we don't do that here. So I know everyone's been talking about that recently, so it's always something I keep throwing in at the moment. It's not us. But yeah, in summary, it is a rock and metal festival for everyone. As long as you're 40 plus with an adult, there's plenty of rules in that.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a good one. It's funny because when I originally emailed you guys to be like, yeah, I want to promote my business at Hammerdown, that would be great. I hadn't really heard of it before, if you're honest. I had a bit of research on it. And then I was like, it's perfect. It fits so well with what I tried to do with that sort of music. It almost fits together so nicely.
I see that.
And from there, it was just like, yeah, let's just keep promoting this as much as possible. And I like what you're doing with the merch as well with bands. The gigs I do are charity events anyway, but even then we make sure that band merch, all the profits go to them, unless they want to give a profit to the charity. Of course, that's down to them, but they're playing for free, so it's, if they can get some money out of selling some t-shirts, then let them get some money out since they're selling some t-shirts.
I mean, it's a great system. I think it's a good way to do it. Yeah, definitely.
And I've got some stuff coming up, hopefully, that I can't talk too much about at the moment. But it'll be the same. I'll be paying the bands at that point, but it'll be the same principle of any money they make off merch is theirs.
Nice.
Um,
That's super. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, keep me updated with that, by the way. That sounds
yeah,
cool.
definitely. And just a little update to to people watching that obviously they're looking forward to. I think I froze for a bit, never mind. Looking forward to me vlogging Hammerdown. I've had some things come up. I'm not sure if I'm coming. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can still get there some way, one way or another.
I hope you can. I hope you
Uh
can. It would be cool to meet in person.
yeah, definitely. But I don't want to give any like sort of music fans out there a promise that there'll definitely be our vlog if there's not going to be one. So it's just on the cards. Just got to get that out early in the video because I don't actually want to say it, but I'm like, oh no, I don't know. Yeah, things have happened, but we carry on.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, we get that. We
So
get that. We do. We move. We move.
we move on. We move on. So, what's been your most exciting? I know, like putting on an event is stressful as like anything. I know I've been there.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, have you had any really exciting moments so far?
For this year specifically, or generally?
Oh, let's go January.
I think, yeah, that's such a cool question. I've had, yeah, I've had loads of moments. I've had loads of special moments. I think the special moments are the ones that are created with your friends. I think that's the reality. And Hammerdown has always been a big community, a big family. You know, there's a big Facebook group that everybody's on. Which anyone can be a part of. You don't have to be approved or anything. You
Yeah,
can join that. Hammerdown family, it's called. Um, and that's very much always been the vibe. I mean, I set this thing up when I was 17. So the vibe has always been,
yeah,
it's just my mates, isn't it? We're just going to watch a couple of bands. And that was kind of the start of it. I've always put bands that I like, which means that every set is special to
mm,
me. Every set that is performed is special to me, regardless, because it's bands that I put because I actually enjoy those artists. That's that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's one thing for sure. That the bands that are playing, I like.
yeah,
So a couple of highlights over the years, I think last year at 22, I think Mordecai and South Bank Crows were two bands that played their last ever shows, and they played that at Hammerdown, with us last year, and that was
yeah,
special. It was special. Dan, who's my business partner with Hammerdown now, he's actually come on board with the project here, which is awesome. His band is what got me into festival organisation
mm,
and live music, and changed my life. So seeing that out and the fact that they chose us as their last ever show, it came full circle from this little fanboy when he was 15 following this band around to playing his last show at my event. It
yeah.
was cool. That was very, very special. It was really special. And similar story with South Bank Crows. They've been involved with Hammerdown since the very early days. They did a Battle of the Bands competition to win themselves a slot back in 2017. So they played with us a
Mm,
couple of times since. Um, I mean, just some of the loveliest people I've ever met in my life. They're
mm,
truly wonderful lads. I mean, me and Will are great friends now. He's just a great dude, and their last set was special as well. And their band as well. They're like a pretty chill kind of indie band. And I've got a
mm.
2-year-old, and I haven't been blasting him with a Slipknot yet because it's just
Yeah.
not going to help him sleep. But a lovely kind of indie band, really
Mm.
beautiful. I said my son, they're his favorite band. He listens to it all the time. I sing him South Bank Crows to get him to sleep. So that was actually really beautiful to
Oh,
see because I hadn't seen them play since pre-COVID, i.e., before I had my son. So seeing
mm.
them again, that was cool. So that was some moments from last year. Oh God, I could give you a million. How many do you
Yeah.
want? How many do you want? I don't know. Do you want me to
Yeah,
go
no,
on?
that's
I've got
fine.
more.
Yeah. No, do you know what? It's really nice to hear. Like I feel like I've not actually met you in person, but I feel like we have the same kind of vibes on why we put things on. The same with like with
I,
my
I see that. Yeah,
yeah, with like Rugby's Cancer, all the bands that have had play for both of those so far have been bands that I like, bands that I enjoy. Regional One cheekily have played both of them. And yeah, and again with like my daughter, absolutely massive Regional One fan. They love it.
that's so cool. That's so cool. By the way, yeah,
She went to her first like little like it was like a family like festival type thing that they were playing at 6 like last year. They did a little shout out for her, I had a photo of her and stuff. It was quite nice.
that's
And it
super
was
cute. Yeah,
just
yeah, cool.
it was at that moment where I was like, this is the kind of bands I want playing for me.
Yeah,
Because I
nice.
was like, bands that can get involved and stuff like that as well. But yeah, like I said, like every band like
Yeah,
it's been bands I've booked because I enjoy them and I like them. So
Yeah, I think that's always been a mantra I've had. You know, I want Hammerdown to be an honest thing, like an honest entity. And I don't feel like I would get any satisfaction in booking things I don't like anyway. But I
yeah.
also feel like it makes the whole thing more genuine. It means people can, not that I'm important in all this, but people can, you know, they see what I like, they know what I listen to. I'm at the front of every set, every single set. I'm down the front, I'm
Then
singing
yeah.
along to every single one of the bands. And that is everything to me, and it tells people that come to it that it is a real honest thing, that it isn't a money making scheme. I've never made any money. I've lost money every time I've done it, and a lot of it, by the way, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Right, it costs. I mean, you're doing
Yeah.
charity events, so you don't make any money anyway,
I
right?
don't,
So,
yeah, no.
you don't make money by default. I make money because I'm not very good at it. So you know, do you know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
you know, I want it to be artists that I actually like, because if I lose a shitload of money, well, I've booked my own gig. It's pretty cool. I like all the bands.
Yeah.
Rather than paying loads of money to go see loads of gigs and not make any money at all, you know, at least I can have them all in one room and, you know, have
Yeah.
just an absolute mad session. You know, actually, do you know what? My team last year, they told me off afterwards. They were like, "You can't, Harry. Next year, you need to lay off the beers, mate. I was a shambles. I was like, late Saturday evening and Sunday evening, I was all over the shop, and I'm supposed to be running the festival, and I was just like, let's
Oh
go." So
God.
I've got to behave this year, I think. But yeah,
See,
so yeah, it's got to be. You know, I want it to be an enjoyable experience.
that's nice. It's funny you say that. I get told the opposite. Simon from Regional One not last year, this year, for Rock Beats Cancer was like, Marie, chill out. You need to calm down. Just enjoy
Oh, you
yourself.
need to enjoy it. You need to
Because
enjoy it, man. I'm telling you,
I was getting to points where I was just
especially when you like the
stressing over.
bands.
Mm,
No,
I
and
like,
I get that too. I get that too. I get those
yeah,
stress moments. You've got to enjoy your own shows,
yeah.
because otherwise, I know
Otherwise,
so
there's
many
no
people who
point.
have tried promoting. Yeah, I know people who have tried promoting who've
Mm,
given up on it or had difficult or taking a break from it, gone back into it. Or it's because it's so stressful
yeah,
for them. It's
yeah,
stressful for me too. It's stressful for 363 days of the year, and then I just let loose for 2 days. I've
yeah,
got a
yeah.
team,
It's true.
you know, I've got a team that do all the stuff for me. It costs me a lot of money, fine, but you know, there's a lot of people there that volunteer for me as well. I've got a great team. And they know that I've put 363
Mm,
days of absolute fucking grafted. Sorry, am I allowed to swear on this? Sorry, I didn't
yeah, go for it.
put a bleep in, whatever. You know, can you do that? Can you edit that in?
Yeah, no, it's
But
all
like,
good. We're all good. Don't worry.
all right, cool. But yeah, like I put so much work into it all year. I mean, this really is an everyday thing when you're organising, you know, a festival. It's every day I'm replying to emails. I'm on the phone every day. I'm booking back. I'm talking to bands every day, responding to fans' comments on the socials. Oh, what about this timings, travel, whatever. Right, I've
Mm.
got to do all of that. It's every day. So for 2 days, like 48 hours, I'm gonna get on the set, and then
Yes.
I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I want to enjoy it. You know, that's
No, I get it 100%. I do. Um, so, have you got any, were there any acts that like didn't quite make it this year that like you still quite enjoy, and if you had the space you would put them on and like you could give a shout out to at all?
yes, indeed. Oh, okay. Yeah, a couple spring to mind. So we did. So I mean, there's loads of bands I want to book that weren't
Yeah,
available
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. So I don't want to go into that. But what I will say is that we ran an online competition.
Mm,
We did the Battle of the Bands in 2017. It was great, but you know, it meant a lot of bands were traveling a long way from like Birmingham and
mm,
London and whatever to play a little Battle of the Bands competition if they got to the semis and then the finals. So it was a bit. It was a great idea and concept, but it's not as big as a Bloodstock Metal to the Masses where you put individual cities for different tournaments
yeah.
competitions. So for us, people traveling a long way for it, and that wasn't really fair. So this year we did an online competition, and loads of bands applied, and we whittled them down. They submitted live videos, whatever. We whittled them down, and the bands that made the top 10 were amazing. There were some great bands in there, and I would love to book in future the runner up bands that ended up playing our warm up show. So this
Mm,
dying album, Record of Remains.
yeah.
Now that I've seen them live, actually in person as well, because they were runners up, so they played our Have It Our warm up show. They were incredible, and they're even better live than on record. I've listened to them a lot over the last 2 weeks, a lot more than I had done before. I'm really into both of them. This Dying Hour and Record of Remains, they're great.
Mm,
The bands that actually came third in that competition but weren't quite available for the warm up show was a band called Visitor.
Mm.
like a thrash band. They're amazing. They're thrash bands, but the drummer does clean vocals in choruses, and it's a bit different for a thrash band.
Yeah.
They kind of tone it down in the chorus. It's great, wicked band. They're brilliant, really, really good. And then a band called Entity, they're like a rap rock band. Stylized as NTT, as in the three letters NTT.
Okay.
But pronounced Entity. They're amazing. They're wicked. Who else was in that top 10 that I really, really liked? They were all good, that top 10. I'm going to keep it to them ones. Check out
Yeah,
those four.
that's cool. Check them
Entity,
out,
This
guys.
Dying Hour, Recorder Remains, and who else did I say? Visitor. Check those four out. They're bloody
Check that
brilliant.
out.
Really
Check
good.
them out. 100%. Um, the reason I asked that is because I had so many messages this year off bands, which was quite nice, who had heard about Rugby's Cancer 2022, who were like, we want to play 2023. And I was already like, I've already done like at my limit of what
Yeah,
I could do, because I'd already had from that year, I've gone, okay, these people didn't play this year and wanted to play. I've gone,
yeah,
da,
yeah.
da, da. And then I've had messages and I've gone, you're great, you're amazing, but I'm booked. Like, which is amazing from my point of view, and it's lovely.
Of
But I
course.
also want to
Yeah, yeah.
like get that stuff out there, and it always happens. You've got, at the end of the day, you've got to, you've only got a certain amount of time you can book for, and there's always going to be bands that you're like, oh, I wish they could have played, but that happened. But I always try and give a shout out to the ones that asked or come that are still good, because still go and check them out.
Who are
And like,
yours this year then? Who are yours? I'd love to listen to
who
that.
were
I'll go check
mine?
them out. Yeah. Who are yours
Regional
that
one.
you couldn't get on this year? No, that
Oh,
you
who I
couldn't get
couldn't get
on.
on.
Ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who are your picks
Uh,
like I've just done?
cause cause for cause for control. Thinking, what's the
Cause for
name?
Control. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What are they like? What are they? What do they do?
They are like indie rock.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah.
And then we had Who's Amy, that were meant to be playing my
I've
Halloween
heard of
Rugby's
them.
Cancer. They are good.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Unfortunately, congratulations to her. She's pregnant, the lead singer. So there
Hey,
was yeah, congratulations. But obviously there was a like, right before my due date, maybe I won't sing on stage before I'm about to give birth.
completely fair.
I was
I
like,
think that's
fair
fair.
enough.
Yeah,
Just thinking Mad Simple. That was another
Mad
one.
Simple.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
And
kind of punky band or pop punk kind of band.
yeah, they're like
What do they do?
they are more like rock, so they don't really live
Are
up
they?
to the
Okay.
name, but they're good. And I'm No Chessman.
And
So I'm No
who's that?
Chessman.
I'm no chess. I don't know them at all. I'm no chessman.
Yeah, but yeah, check those guys out. They were they messaged me a few times.
Nice.
And also because I always open with an acoustic act. I also had Ben Francis, who used to go by the name of Seeking Benjamin. It's now Ben Francis. He had to pull at the last minute for health issues, but he's great. I would check him out if possible.
Nice.
And
Were you able to get a last
yeah,
minute one in? Do you have like a waiting list? Were you able to get an
so
acoustic act on board for that or
yeah,
not?
so I had a really good friend of mine, James Haynes, who incredible acoustic act, and it was like, just message him, do you want to do this? And he was just
Yeah,
like, yeah,
nice.
luckily, like down for it, like, yeah, cool, I'm gonna do it. Let's go, kind of thing. I'm quite lucky. I because what I try and do, I'm quite a people person, and so if I go to a gig, I'll just talk to people and randomly just
Yeah,
like
nice,
I go to
nice.
gigs on my own. So I
That's
then it
cool.
falls,
No, I think that's awesome.
yeah,
The confidence to do that is wicked. I love that. That's awesome.
it forces me to talk to people then as well.
Yeah,
And
right.
then I'll mention, let's talk music, and I'll mention things, and then they'll be like, oh, actually, I know this person, or oh, actually, I sing, or
I do that. Actually, tell you what, let me throw another one in the pan for the question you
yeah,
asked me just now, right? And the reason I didn't think of these guys initially, because they are brilliant, is because they didn't apply to play this year. We started getting in contact after that as a band called Torchbearer.
right,
They are unbelievable. They've just won a Bloodstock medal to the masses, so they're going to be playing Bloodstock this year.
oh,
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
went to a couple of their gigs by myself down the road here because I live in
yeah,
Cardiff now, right? So just down the road in Fuel, which is probably the coolest local, as in like small music
yeah,
venue I've
yeah,
ever been to. It's fantastic. It's flipping wonderful. So yeah, I mean, just talking of, going to
No,
gigs on
that's
their own, but
fine.
Torchbearer, check out Torchbearer.
Met with the
Their
masses.
new EP,
Met with the masses
banging.
this year has been insane. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
hard. Like, is there more than one like thing? Because the Bournemouth one, um, it was so hard to be like, yeah, that's the band that I would say is gonna win. Like
Really,
they were,
yeah.
it was just so difficult. Like I'm so glad I wasn't judging.
Yeah, I went to a heat. I went to a heat. So I mean, there were two pretty clear winners, I think, from that
Mm,
heat. I don't know how difficult the Torchbearer boys found it with the semis and the final, but I think they bruised their heat pretty well with a band called Carmen's Field, who were the other
mm,
winners of that. They were awesome. I don't know if they won the whole thing and got a festival slot. I don't know, but Torchbearer definitely have got a festival slot, which is cool. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
brilliant.
cool.
Yeah. Was there at the Bournemouth one? Did you ever did you have a band called Drallion play?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
friends of
they
mine.
played. Yeah. I thought, yeah, they played Hammerdown last year. They're great. Yeah, wonderful
Yeah, they're
guys. They
great.
are. That's brilliant.
It I was at that one and it was really difficult. I had to like
Yeah,
I was trying not to be biased and be like drowning in.
that's hard, isn't it? Isn't
But
that hard?
it's really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have to vote or judge or anything because I was just like this is just so difficult. Because
yeah.
yeah, even with Drowning and being my friends, there were other bands that I was like they deserve that. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
definitely. I'd
difficult.
say James's Mrs. Emma, by the way, is the coolest lady on the planet. Do you know Emma?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Oh, she's so sounds, man. She's so lovely. She's so
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah.
James and Emma came down last year at Hammerdown 22 at the warm-up show and did the doors for me. They're lovely people. I love
Ah,
those two.
yeah, no, Emma's
Yeah,
always
they're
down for doing
cool.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, she's cool, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, um, for I don't think I've got a bit of an answer to this one as well, but I'm gonna keep quiet. So for people at home, why local music? Why not, like because some people don't get it. I know people come to me and they go, why do you go to like a gig in Bournemouth, like at Anvil, or why they don't get that I spend my money on that. So, well, from your perspective, why local music?
Yeah, it's a great question. Why would you do that? Why would you go
Yeah,
to a tiny venue with a load of bands you haven't heard of,
yeah,
and pay your hard-earned money for that in a cost of living crisis? You're absolutely right to ask. People are
yeah,
absolutely right to ask that question.
yeah.
And I guess the reason that people are asking that is because they're asking, why would I go to some little gig in Bournemouth
Mm,
rather than go and see Slipknot with a couple
yeah,
of supporters?
yeah,
Well, I'll tell you why, because you can do both,
yeah.
right? And if you go to a small to medium sized festival, you're going to get both. And that means you can go and see national and international touring artists. If you go to
Hmm.
Takedown Festival or Radar Festival or Rockwich or Remission Fest, which James
Hmm.
runs, or any of these festivals, or if you go Steelhouse in Wales, I live in Wales now, so that's talked about a lot. You've got a Stone Dead Festival at what's the name of the park? I can't remember whatever park it is. Same place as Tech Fest held at Newark
Hmm.
Park, Newark Showgrounds. That's it. And there's all these amazing festivals that have
Hmm.
some of the biggest bands on the planet, and then they book in a load of smaller, upcoming
Hmm.
UK grassroots talent. You can do both. There's no, you
You
don't have to
can.
choose, right? So you can do both. If you have favourite bands, great, go see them. But go see them at a festival where 10 bands that don't normally get the
Hmm.
opportunity are below that, because you might find your favourite band. You just
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Right? I've done that. I've done that, right? Weirdly, the opposite way around. My first gig that got me into all of it, that started all of this, right? My friend Mike in science class was in year 10. I didn't like rock music. Never, well, I didn't even know about rock music. It wasn't I didn't like it. I didn't know rock or metal at all.
Mm,
I used to sit next to this fella called Mike in science class, and he became one of my best mates on the planet. And he came to Hammerdown last year. And it was a real full circle. And I said, "You did this. This is on you, mate."
yeah.
Basically, he was the emo guy with the sweatbands, the checkerboard sweatbands and whatever, right? And science class, they always had a headphone in. I asked him what you listened to. He wouldn't tell me. He was like, "No, you wouldn't like it, whatever." Eventually, I got out of him. He was like, "Well, I'll tell you what. Go home, listen to Revenge Sevenfold. What song? Afterlife." And I went out and listened to that. I
Mm,
was married for life. Anyway, I went to see his band at a small local gig. He said, come along. Yeah, now you like, now I've converted you. Now that I've converted you to the dark ways, come to my gig." And I was like, "Yeah, right, okay." So I went to this gig in Red Hill at the Harlequin Theatre, and Mordecai right? This band, the band that changed my life,
Mm.
they were headlining that show. Just because I went to go see a band, I found my favorite band. And then that's
Yeah.
Dan, who's now my business partner for Hammerdown. They played their last show last year. I've seen them, so many times.
Mm.
And you discover stuff when you go
Yeah.
to live music. You discover things, and you don't realize what's out there.
Mm.
And my favorite thing on the planet is having hundreds of bands apply to Hammerdown band submissions at gmail.com, and apply to play. And I get absolute enjoyment out of it. Reality is, I've only got 20 slots and I've booked most of the lineup. Most of you aren't playing, but thank you. You'll have a few streams, mate. Like I'll find loads of cool new bands. I found so many wicked bands this year.
Mm.
No, actually, no, I'll tell you one, right? Got on their name. Let me. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to look what they're called. Right, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to bear with me, Marie. This is very, very important. There's a band all the way from sunny Guernsey, and they are absolutely incredible. And I offered them a slot. It was a go, and then unfortunately, the plans didn't work out. They're called Watercolor Matchbox, and I still listen to them, and they're amazing.
So
And I will
cool.
be booking them next year. They're amazing. They're really, really cool. As long as they get over it, it's a bit of a mission. But they are a fantastic band. And I've just discovered cool stuff just from bands applying to me. I'm lucky.
Mm.
I'm in a position where bands come to me. Most people aren't. Go to shows because you'll find something
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. It's really funny. I have a similar-ish story on how I got into rock music, and it was through meeting Simon, and he was like, "I'm in a band," and I was like, "Oh, I really don't
Oh,
like
no
music."
way.
And yeah, and then I went down to see them, and I was like, "The hell!" And then there's some music.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
crazy, isn't
regional
it?
one were your converts, huh?
They were, yeah, yeah. That's what, yeah.
You wow, that's so cool, man. That's
That
that's
is
that's
really
actually
cool.
really, really cool. So how long you been interested in rock and metal music for then? What's been the time frame? What are we
Um,
talking?
Ended up since I was from about 17, 18. I'm
I have
27,
no idea how old you are.
so about 10 years.
Oh, you're the same age as me, man.
Yeah,
Okay, right, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
similar
yeah,
time frame to me
about
then.
10 years. But yeah.
Nice.
Um, so we are gonna have to like it's a really short video. We're gonna have to wrap it up because Zoom
That's
is being
cool. Yeah,
like,
yeah, no
you
worries.
only have 8 minutes left of this
Oh,
meeting.
bloody
Blah, blah,
Zoom. Yeah.
bloody Zoom. So let's plug it. Hammerdown Festival, dates, time, place. Let's get it out there one
All
last
right.
time.
So Hammerdown Festival this year is taking place on the 29th and the 30th of July. It's happening at the Factory Live in Worthing. 2 full days of music. You've got Hammerdown's own brand of beer as well as a whole other awesome bar. You've got Hammerdown's Double D Burger. That always comes with a wink. You'll see the promo video very, very soon that's coming out. And you've got merch, you've got artists that are going to hang out with you in the crowds. It starts from 11:30 a.m. and runs all the way through to 11 p.m. You've got a full day of live music across 2 days. It's 35 quid for the weekend, 25 quid for a day ticket if you are, so inclined. 35 quid gets you 20 bands. You're paying less than 2 quid a band. So come down, find your new favorite band because you just don't know who you're going to like. There really is a
Yeah,
whole range of stuff. If you like indie music, if you like death metal, metalcore, hard rock, new wave,
yeah,
classic rock, whatever you like, there's something for everyone. So
yeah,
come down, grab yourself a ticket, and we shall see you at Hammerdown. It's going to be dank.
yeah.
Terrible word.
Yeah, no, great. I wanted to talk more, but Zoom's being Zoom. So, but get to
Yeah, cool,
Hammerdown.
man.
Whether I'm there or not, go. I'll try and get there, fingers crossed. But if not, have a great time. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, if not, have a great time. Go check out the video I did with Regional One. They have an EP launch day before this. The
Yeah, I'm
Friday.
actually going to that, by the way.
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to
that
that.
too.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
cool. Well, I'll see you there regardless.
see
That's
you
cool.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and thank you guys for watching at home because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to share bands with you. I wouldn't be able to share artists with you. I wouldn't be able to share crazy, amazing events like Hammerdown with you guys. And I love talking about it with people. So thank you guys at home. Thank you for coming on, Harry.
That's been
And
awesome. No, I'm grateful
we'll
for you
see you
having me
soon.
on. It's cool.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. Thank
keep
you.
on playing, keep on listening, and from Let's Talk Music. Bye.